We are live. All right. Hello, everybody. It's that time again. It's Tuesday night. You know what that means. It's Visionary+Empaths Unite tonight. And I am here with my very, very, very special guest, Dr. Diane Fabu. So we're going to go. Hey, Yolanda. We're going to let the room fill a little bit before we get rolling here. Hey, Yolanda, if you guys can let us know where you're from. So just drop your city and state where you're from. Yolanda, thank you so much for tuning in. I know you have elsewhere that you have to be, so thank you for coming in right in this evening. Let's see who else is going to join us. Hope we get a few people on here tonight because we have such a great broadcast this evening. We're going to talk about your still point, finding your still point. So I'm going to let the room fill a little bit. Let me tag a couple people. See if we can shake some leaves out. All right, Detroit in the house. All right, Alex. Alex and I have a friendly rivalry around South Olathe versus Cass Tech.
Oh, CT.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, we know you're so proud. All right, Dr. Sean. Yay. All right. So, Michael Lockett. How you doing, Michael? Southfield Lathrop forever. All right. Hey, Dr. Hey, Kathleen. All right. Oh, daily Southfield Lathrop moments. Wonderful. Let's see who we have. Nina. So if you could just drop your city and state just so we know where you're coming from, because we definitely have people that come in and tune in to us from across the country. So just let us know who's watching and where you're watching from, and we're gonna get started. So again, for those of you who do not know me, I am Berhenda. I am a visionary empath coach, and I help empaths to create businesses, programs, offerings around their particular giftings. And so there's different types of empaths. There's about 10. And you'll learn all about that at my workshop that I'm doing here in the metro area on the 9th of March. And if you don't know what an empath is, these are very, very, very special people. They have the gift of sensing the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of other people. And Dr. Judith Orloff has done a wonderful work around researching and giving tips and tools in her wonderful book, The Empath Survival Guide. And so one of the things that empaths definitely need, and all of us can benefit from, is meditation. So my good friend here and church member, Dr. Diane Fabu, is going to share with you her tips and tricks and her expertise as not only a seasoned educator, but also a leader in meditation on some of the things that'll help you quell the anxiety, find your still point, and get grounded, because that's going to be very, very, very important for empaths, is to clear your energy, shield, and ground, and meditation is wonderful for all of that. So Dr. Fabu,
Well, thank you.
I'm so happy to have you. With all of your years in education and expertise and training, I feel that you not only qualify, but you also have the heart. Yeah.
You know, I think the heart comes from my name. My first name is Diane. My father named me, and it means divine one. Fabu is my Middle African name, which means beautiful black woman in spirit. And my last name is Jackson. So I see myself as one who is divine and who wants to be a servant for others, and meditation provides a way for me to do that.
Yeah.
I've been practicing meditation since the early 80s, and it has become a real tool for me and for others whom I teach to find their inner space, their still point.
And we know that this world can get so heavy on us, and we take on so much, and particularly I call them the emotional first responders.
Yeah.
So that's folks like yourself, teachers and social workers and doctors and mothers and fathers, and those of us, you know, who are married or in relationship. You know, we take on these caregiving roles. Nurses are definitely emotional first responders. You know, they're there in the trenches, even sometimes more so than the doctor, and so they get the tears and the family, and so we have to be able to find that still point. So if you could share with us some of a practical way, especially when it gets overwhelming.
Yes.
You know, you could be at work, you could come from a stressful meeting, or you could get off a phone call, or anything that can just kind of really set you on an anxious pathway. How do we come back? How do we say, okay, I need to find my still point?
Yes.
Can you tell us some of those things that can help us remind us and get us back grounded?
Yes. I see meditation as a form of a ritual. And rituals ground us. They give us tools to help us to navigate our environment. So I see meditation as a way to get grounded in tools. So I have several tools that I use to do that. And I will also share a quicker way to do that. But when I go into meditation, I usually sage. I'll sage my body. I'll clear my energy field from the outside or anything that has bothered me. And if you are at work, of course, you can't sage, but you can do this. Just give yourself a way of grounding. And then I like to use essential oils, and I keep them in my purse. And one of them is frankincense, and I use Young Living oils. And I'll take the frankincense, and I'll just put a little drop right here, which is called the third eye. And the third eye is the eye that helps you to go within. When you go into meditation, you want to go inside of yourself to find the point within you that allows you to be still. I also use crystals as a part of my ritual. Quartz crystal is one of the most powerful ritual tools because it has a lot of energy. You can find a real small quartz crystal and just put in your pocket, in your bra, anything that will help ground you.
Yes, I've heard that in the bra.
Yes,
I've heard that in the bra.
Or a rock. Find a rock that you're attracted to, and when you're doing your meditation, you can rub it, and it will assist you in going deeper. And I use just all kinds. I also use a chime that helps me to tune into my inner self. Now, the key to meditation is the breath. And the first thing that you do when you begin a meditation practice after you've done your ritual, and again, you don't have to have all these tools with you, but to be reminded that those tools are available for you so that when you have a longer time, you can use those things. But you can find crystals and rocks and oils to keep on you. Then the first step, and I also must have a candle when I'm at home. So the first thing that I do is I find the breath. I find a quiet space where I can sit and be still. And then I close my eyes and I inhale and then I exhale. And I find the rhythm within me with my exhale and my inhale. And we'll do a little of that before we end. We'll delve into a meditation. And then you will find that when you're trying to meditate, you will hear things. I mean, there's a lot of chatter in your head. You'll say, where did that come from? And so what you do is you don't try to stop it. You let it fade away as you continue to focus on your breath. And you inhale, let's say to the count of 4, and you hold it for the count of 4, and then you exhale it very slowly. And the more you exhale, the longer the exhale, the exhalation, the more relaxed you become. The still point in you is a quiet spot that you can go to where nothing else matters but that moment within you. It requires practice, but you'll get to a point where you can be in it and not of it. There are times I've sat in meetings, and the meetings were, you know how meetings can be. And they weren't as energizing as I would like for them to be. So I just became aware of my breath. I didn't close my eyes. I just became aware of my breath. And then my breath reminded me of the still point within me. Mm-hmm. And it allowed me to go there. So when it was my time to make a comment, I was able to communicate with love. Because any anger or anxiety or disappointment or disagreement that I experienced entering the meeting or being a part of the meeting, I allowed that to be released so that the best of me could come through.
I think that's so important, that we lead with love in all matters. And I love that even in a business setting, right, that you can still go within, find your still point, and communicate effectively and with love, because we know that love just opens up doors. Yes. That is the key. That love is the key for everything. Yes. And it opens up so many doors, and I think that that's wonderful that we can find a still point in the midst of chaos, because there's just so much. We see people with road rage, and we know that that's of course tied to other things that have been unresolved. You know, and so we're acting out of our wounds, but that's a whole other Facebook Live. We're acting out of our wounds. However, the breath is something that we all carry with us.
Yes, the breath is so powerful, and it's that simple and yet complex. Mm-hmm. The breath, once you connect and sync with your breath, it will allow you to go deeper and deeper. I recommend to my participants in my workshops too, one place to really practice meditation without closing your eyes is in your car. You turn the radio off. You become aware of the silence within you. Just breathe and drive, and then become aware of everything that you see. The trees are absolutely beautiful. And if you take the moment to be still with it, you'll see all the different types of trunks and limbs. They're very, very different. But the moment in the car is a silent moment, because there's nothing but you and your drive. You connect with your breath, and if someone almost hits you, you turn to them, send them love, and you continue to drive. If there's a way to be in it, but not of it. And that's when you go within to your breath. You inhale, you exhale, you inhale, you exhale. And then you begin to vibrate very, very differently, because you have your tools, you have your crystal on you, you have your rock, you've oiled yourself up.
That's right.
And you're able to manage the elements. So you're not trying to escape it, you're trying to be in it, but not of it. That's very different.
Yeah.
You're not trying to escape reality. Meditation doesn't mean you escape from it. What it means is that you can be in it, function, but function from a place of wholeness and peace.
Yeah. And I love what you said about being in it and not of it. And that reminds me of what our sage, Stevie Wonder, in his song asked to be in it and not of it.
Yes.
So shout out to Stevie Wonder, who ministers to us through music. He is such a gifted musician and lyricist, you know, as well. So I can only imagine, you know, now I'll have a whole new appreciation of being in my car and finding that still point, even though I'm driving, because in many cases, you know, they say when you're driving not to have tense conversations.
Yes.
Because it causes you to speed up. And anger.
Yes.
You know, anger not only affects the liver, but anger also keeps you from breathing.
Yes. And
so one of the things, and I know in your time in education, when a child is upset, what is the first thing that you tell that child to do?
Breathe. Yes.
Whenever a child is upset, the very, very first thing, the instinct is because you can't think, because no oxygen is getting there. You're and then when they finally calm down and breathe and they take in that big one, it's like, okay, so now are you with me? Because they're not even present.
Exactly. We're so used to living externally versus living internally. And another strategy, a very powerful strategy, is when you get home, don't turn on anything.
Ooh.
Take off your shoes and just be in silence for a little while in your home. Each of us have to find our own still point. It's very different from anyone else's. The more silence you experience, the more silence you will generate.
Mm-hmm.
So, and even in the mornings, I don't turn on any TV. I don't listen to the news. I become aware of the silence within me as I brush my teeth, as I wash my face. I become one with the moment of all of that. And I don't turn on the TV until I come downstairs. It's an hour after I've awakened. So I know what my still point feels like. So it's easier for me to go there.
That's right.
Because I practice seeking it. And so that's one thing that I'm inviting you to do, is to find moments of stillness and quiet. So you know what being quiet feels like. We don't know what quiet feels like because we're always talking.
That's right.
We're always being stimulated from external forces.
Yeah, and so Shalelle is saying just that. I always tell people to step back and to breathe. Brianna from Arizona says, I got to get rid of my TV. And Dr. Sean Fuqua says, we are energy and motion. Be sure to give good energy. That's right.
Oh, yes, yes. And that's why I recommend tools. I know that if I use my frankincense, which is one of the highest vibratory oil, and I put it on my, I have it at work. It's essential for work. I put my oil on, I anoint myself with oil. It allows me to go into a meeting and be calm and present so that I vibrate a high energy.
Yeah.
You vibrate a higher energy when you set the intention to do it.
That's right.
But you won't admit it unless you've prepared to experience it. So I can walk in a room and I set the intention that I'm going to be loved, I'm going to serve, and then my behavior then is in alignment with that vibration.
Come on, alignment.
So the intention that I set, I pay attention to opportunities for that to occur.
Yeah.
And then my behavior is in alignment with it.
That's right. And I think that's the true meaning of communion. You know, oftentimes we think the communion is just simply a wafer and bread. But you can't be in communion with anything that you're not in alignment with.
Yes.
And so if you're carrying malice, if you're carrying anger and resentment and unforgiveness, you can't commune with the spirit because the spirit is at a frequency that you can't rise to when you're weighted down, you know, by all of these lower emotions, these lower energies. So in order to commune, to be at one with,
yes,
just like you said, you have to set the intention and be in the same vibration and frequency.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So instead of saying something like, if someone angers you, and you may want to say, well, you know, I'm so tired of you always saying things about me. If I'm standing in my vibration, I might say, when you said A, B, and C about me, it made me feel like you were criticizing me.
Yes.
It's very different from saying, I'm so sick and tired, because once that energy is expended,
that's right,
then you activate the energy and the vibration of someone else, and now you've created energy of conflict.
That's right.
Versus connection, because we're all always in community.
That's right.
When we see ourselves always in community, and that is our intention,
that's right,
then we pay attention to opportunities to create that condition, which is our behavior.
That's right. And shifting our consciousness
Yes.
from this person is wrong and I'm right.
Yes.
Therefore, we already set up a defensive mechanism if I'm right and they're wrong.
Yes.
If we already go into it with that, or they're always like this, or they're always like that. Well, if they're always like this, then that means you have to come up.
Exactly.
Because if they're not changing, well, then who can you change?
That's right. Because the way Reverend Michael Betwick describes meditation is paying undivided attention to the divine. So that undivided attention doesn't necessarily mean that you're sitting with your eyes closed and breathing, although that's the practice of it, to be able to tune in whenever we need to. But I can pay undivided attention to the divine as I walk and navigate my environment. because I want to be a peace walker. That doesn't mean I don't get upset, but I know
That's
how
right.
to manage that energy differently after having years and years of practicing a different vibration, a different intention.
And I think that's beautiful that you bring that up, that it's not that you don't get angry, because I think a lot of times in these spaces, there's a lot of emotional bypassing that happens, and that you jump straight to the higher thought, or you jump to love and light.
Yeah.
Well, you might have to experience some contrast and some darkness to really appreciate the light. And so for those of my friends out there who are tempered, you have a little bit of a short fuse, it's a process.
Yes.
It's a process. So my advice to anyone who is coming into a meditative practice or wants to learn, be gentle with yourself.
Yes.
Don't beat yourself up. You don't have to jump into straight silence. There are guided meditations, which Dr. Fabu is working on. There are guided meditations. Maybe you set a timer for 2 minutes.
Yes.
Start small. If 2 minutes is all you can muster before your mind starts going, then 2 minutes it is.
Exactly.
And you work up.
Yeah, and you can start by just connecting with your breath. You get up in the morning, sit on the side of your bed, and breathe. Just close your eyes and inhale and exhale just for a minute. And settle yourself.
I think I have to get a t-shirt made. I like that. She says, I want to be a peace walker. I like when you said that, I said she needs to get a t-shirt that says peace walker.
Yeah.
And we can create a movement of just peace.
Peace. Being in peace.
Being in perfect peace and harmony. And yes, we got to get to that place where we are, oh wow, she said that sent her into tears. Her heart agreed.
Oh, thank you. Yes, because our heart's connected. That's another way to meditate. And when you may want to spend 5 minutes just zooming into your heart, and then imagine pink liquid forming your heart. And then after you see it there, imagine it being pushed out beyond you, connecting to others. I've even formed what I call as an imaginary spray bottle. It's pink. It contains pink liquid. It's in my head.
I love that.
And when folks act out, I spray them up. I spray them up with love, because pink represents love.
That's right.
So I have my love spray bottle that I spray folks up. I spray me up.
Right.
and it allows me to connect to my inner self, to be prepared for whatever presents itself to me.
And that's so powerful that you're using the faculty of imagination.
Oh, man.
I think imagination is probably one of the most powerful tools that we have at our disposals. And for some reason, after we leave middle school, we sort of diminish imagination. We don't use it. It's not celebrated. It's not encouraged to use it as much. But it's something that it does, I feel, to the subconscious mind to get you in alignment with what your intention is. So I like that. She has a pink spray bottle that she goes around.
Spray them
up with love.
Especially at the store when the clerk is nasty. Spray them up.
Spray them up.
Spray up your significant other. Spray them up. Spray
so
yourself first.
We're walking in peace. We're peace walkers.
Yeah, we're spraying them up with love.
With pink love. With pink spray bottles.
Pink spray bottles. And one of the guided meditations that I do in my classes is to, through imagination, is to guide the participants to finding their inner guide. And many of the participants have shared they prefer guided meditation because they're not comfortable yet with their own silence. And it provides an opportunity, an avenue for them to experience something outside of themselves. They go within, they see stars, they see the ocean, they can actually see it through their third eye. And it's very powerful, it's very relaxing for them. And that's what we want to do. Peace Walker finds a point
I love that. Peace Walker.
They can just navigate the environment very, very differently.
I want you all to hashtag that. Hashtag Peace Walker, because we have got to walk in peace. And Keisha, thank you so much for tuning in. So Keisha said you've taught her so much over the years. Brianna, thank you. Who was this? Dershawn Brown. Hey, Dershawn, thank you for tuning in. Because this is really, really powerful and accessible.
Yes.
Like, you don't have to go out and purchase a pink spray bottle of love. This is, you come up with your own beautiful faculty of imagination.
Yes.
and use the pink spray bottle. And I love about the inner guide because I participated in one of her sessions. And so for those of you who know, my grandmother made her transition a few years ago, and she emerged as one of my guides. And so if my grandmother says, baby, let's go, I'm very comfortable allowing, you know, someone that I love to guide me in this way. And I'm sure guides can show up in any number of forms. Maybe it could be a wolf, or it could be a unicorn, it could be a dolphin, it could be anything. It could be a star, it could be a flower. So I'm sure in our beautiful faculties of imagination, and Dr. Fabu, and I'm sure you'll say, this is why we have to have art in school.
Yes.
We have to have art, and we have to have music in school, because that is how we help our babies find their still point.
Yes.
Okay, I just had to put that in there.
And becoming a peace walker is not an esoteric idea. It is a very normal idea.
That's right.
And all of us have been placed on a planet with a sixth sense, the ability to experience outside of this dimension.
Yeah.
And not to be afraid of it, because the invisible is just as powerful as the visible.
That's right.
And once you go within and you experience your inner voice, the divine spark of God in you, it allows you to be expansive. And I remember walking in the other day, and I felt a little overwhelmed with all of the chaos with politics and work. And I immediately said, you have to just be still right now. Right now, don't eat, don't turn on anything. Go to your couch and be still. And know that there is a divine order. You may not know what it is.
That's right.
But what you know is that Spirit has given you the capacity to find your inner peace so that you can navigate it. So you don't have to be overwhelmed by it. You can navigate it. And that's the role of meditation, is to give us tools so we can walk in our peace, so that we can navigate this environment, so we can be in it, but not of it, and become very powerful as servants for others.
Amen.
That's our job.
That's our job.
To serve.
That's it.
And we serve in so many different ways.
That's right.
So many ways we serve.
Yeah, because I believe firmly that we're all here to love and to serve. That's everybody's job.
Yes.
That is everybody's job. Now, but what it looks like is going to be different for everyone.
Exactly.
So for you, for many years, it's education, and it continues to be education.
Exactly.
For someone else, you may be in this place of politics. You may be just the right lobbyist, or the right lawyer, or the right garbage man, or the right massage therapist, or whatever your job is. I still feel like even within our jobs, that's our ministry.
Exactly.
Whatever your job is, that's your ministry. That's where you are when you are enacting with people. Because I'll never forget this. I was in a service, and the minister said, you may be the only church someone ever encounters. What kind of service are you holding?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And meditation can be experienced in so many ways. My grandfather was a chef, and I used to watch him cook and bake. He was a baker. And I watched how he stirred his batter. And back then, he used his hand. And he would stir the cake batter with his hand, and he would lift it periodically to feel if the ingredients had merged. And so I'm 13, 14, observing this. And my family became the beneficiaries of his meditation. When he was baking, he was paying undivided attention to the divine. And you know that saying, she put her foot in it when she made that peach cobbler.
I love that.
What happened is these individuals became one with what they were doing in a form of a meditation, and baked a cake or some banana pudding or whatever they made taste so good because they were one with it. And when you try to replicate that recipe, it doesn't turn out the same way.
No, it does not.
Because you weren't one with it the way that person was one with it. That was their gift. So meditation allows us to become still and to acknowledge that we have gifts.
We do. We most certainly do. And I love that you describe that culinary experience as a meditation.
Yeah.
Because I think that we have like a sort of a narrow view of what meditation can be. And if you enjoy baking or cooking, that could very well be your 30-minute meditation.
Yes.
Turn meal prep into your time of meditation.
Dishwashing. Many of us don't hand wash our dishes any longer. But if you still wash dishes, your hands are in the water. You're connecting with the element of water. You're thinking about washing that plate. All you're thinking about in that moment is being one with that, with the dishes. Now, you may not have thought about it like that before.
But you'll think about it now.
You think about it now. But it is a way of to be in meditation, paying undivided attention to something that you're doing.
That's right.
And it allows you to connect to yourself. It's another way of being.
Yeah. And turning, every day into a spiritual experience.
Yes.
It's taking the normal day-to-day tasks that you do and turning it into a spiritual experience. And it says, sending positive energy through the hands and our words. Absolutely. Mama Linnell, yes. I miss cooking and sewing meditations. Thank you for the reminder.
Right.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you, Linnell, for hanging out. Dr. Fuqua, Brianna from Arizona, thank you all for hanging out. Tag a friend in this, while you're watching this. We have to utilize all the tools that we have at our disposal. And so this Facebook Live that we do every week is a tool that we can use to bring ourselves into closer union with one another. We don't know what kind of day people have had, but we know that whatever happens to one person affects the collective.
Yes.
So I need you need me,
yes.
We need we. So, tag a friend. You're at home. This is the beautiful thing about it. You're watching this, or maybe from your car, but you can watch this from the comfort of your own home, catch it on a replay. So please tag a friend in this live session, because we really do need to up-level our frequency, come together in love and unity. And what I love about this, anyone can participate in this. You can be a Jew, a Muslim, a Gentile, whatever your faith practice is. You can still find that still point, because this is no respecter of person. This is all about your connection with the divine and however you see that, because you are a divine child.
Exactly.
Period, point blank, the end. You are formed and fashioned in the likeness of the divine, and you are wonderful just as you are, all of us. We are all God's children. And so peace is something that we all have access to, and it's really a promise. So without further ado, Dr. Fabu, if you could lead us into a meditation so that we can find our still point.
Yes, let's find a comfortable space. Just find a comfortable space to sit still and close your eyes. Uncross your legs and become aware of your breath. And what I'm going to invite you to do first is an internal scanner. Become aware of where any tension is located in your body. Just scan your forehead, your face, your throat, your shoulders. Release. Your stomach, the lower half of your body. Just become aware if there's any tension, and relax. Your knees, your legs, your feet. Just quickly scan to make sure that your entire body is relaxed right now. And I invite you now to become aware of your breath. I'd like for you to inhale to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Now slowly exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's repeat this pattern. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through your nose. In. Exhale through your mouth. Now focus on your heart for a moment. While you're breathing deeply, notice a small pink light pulsating in your heart. Imagine the pink light growing and growing and growing until the pink light fills up your chest. You feel it filling up your chest. Now notice the light moving up your throat to your face and neck and surrounding your forehead. Now imagine the pink light shining through your third eye to the world outside of you. See your outer body encased in pink. See the room that you're in encased in pink. Feel the vibration of pink, which represents the heart's code. Yourself to rest in this color. Nothing else matters right now but the color of pink that's surrounding you and lifting you up and loving you. See it. Feel it. Now imagine the pink light in your heart space, getting smaller and smaller, so that it will always have a space in your heart. And whenever you need it, you can always go to it and breathe and expand it again outside of that space. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. And slowly open your eyes. Wow. The pink light is there for you when you need it. Sit, inhale and exhale and see it expand from your heart and surround you, giving you the love that you need in that moment.
Yeah, because we all need love.
Yes, we need it so badly.
We do. Unconditional.
Yes.
Unjudgmental. Just love. And isn't that beautiful that we have this faculty that we can go to anytime we get ready? And if you can just pause yourself.
Yes.
I love this. Adela has this practice. So if you all don't know Adela Nieves makes this wonderful white sage spray. And she's also a Reiki practitioner and does healing by choice. And she says, wait 90 seconds before you respond.
Yes.
Especially when it's tense and it's charged. Pause for 90 seconds. And that's enough time for you to find your still point.
Yes.
That's enough time for you to pull out some pink spray and start spraying people in yourself.
Yes.
Before you react.
Another way is just close your eyes for a minute. And I want you to listen to this and see how it radiates within your space, your inner space. Purpose of the Tibetan bell is to lift vibration. Did you feel it? Could you feel it radiating in your body?
Absolutely. I could definitely feel it. Brianna says, so powerful. Thank you for sharing your gift with us. Hey, Liz. Thank you, Brianna, for tuning in. Liz Godwin, hey. Tell the girls we said hello. Oh, my goodness. Kelsey Lauren, shout out to you all. Love you all so much. So, Dr. Fabu, how can people get in touch with you to acquire your services of meditation?
You can reach me at my email address, which is very easy, Diane Fabu at AOL.com. That's DIANEFABU at AOL.com.
Very simple, very easy. And so we'll make sure we drop that in the comments so that you can reach out to her. She is available for hire. She'll come into your organization. Definitely organizations need mindfulness training to help their employees stay engaged and active and woosad. She does training, seasoned educator in our school system, in the Detroit public school system.
Yes, Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan State. So she is able to marry, I believe, both the academics with the spiritual aspects of things and marries them very well together. And this is a wonderful practice. So shout out to all my teachers who are on the timeline and you need something, especially after lunch when they come back into the room.
Yes.
Before we start anything, finding your still point before we get to the do now. Let's find that first. Yes.
Exactly.
That can really help shift the energy in your classroom. Or even in the morning, what's the intention for the day? So first hour teachers, you can definitely use this practice as part of your do now, or setting the intention, or an intention ritual.
Yes, my eighth graders loved it. I taught 8th graders how to meditate first thing in the morning. We had community. We would meditate. It really helped the males in the class. because they would become very anxious at times and when conflict arose. So having a place to go and breathe was very, very helpful. And I'm teaching my two god babies, they're twins, yoga and breathing. And so I'm teaching them that skill right away. And I'm also working on a meditation CD, which will be ready to end of March. It's called The Unfolding. It has maybe 5 guided meditations. They're like 20, 25-minute meditations where I guide you through a process of imagination to experience to have some experiences. And another thing I want to recommend is, I mentioned oils. You can take a cotton ball.
Yes.
And put your oil on a cotton ball and wear it in your breast, in your bra, or in a pocket, so that you experience the oil against your skin, so that you can feel that vibration throughout the day.
Especially for our tactile kinesthetic learners, you have to embody it in order for it to become learned and embraced. And I love that that's something on the go. Yeah. You can carry. It's very simple, very discreet.
Yes.
And you just got your all day happy.
And
all
it
day
smells
long.
good.
And it smells good. You won't even have the benefit of smelling it, but it really does.
Right.
Really good.
And I may take 4 or 5 oils, and I'll put several cotton balls in a plastic in a plastic bag, a sandwich bag, and let it marinate overnight. And then the next day it's just seeped with the oil. And you can place them around the house, in your car, so that you're always breathing in the vibration of the oil. See, Spirit has given us all of these natural ways of boosting our vibration. We just have to know how to use them and to study and learn about them. Just like the crystals. There's so many things available to us.
That's right.
That's in the natural realm that we can use.
That's right. Very, very practical tools. So this isn't something that's just so unattainable. You can bring this into your everyday practice. You do not have to ship yourself off to Tibet or Nepal and leave all your technology behind. Although sometimes leaving that technology alone is not a bad thing.
Exactly.
But every day, this can be practical ways that you can utilize meditative time. And now I know we'll never look at dishwashing the same.
Exactly.
That has now become a spiritual practice of washing dishes. So Dr. Fabu, thank you so much.
Oh, I've enjoyed having the conversation.
Yes, and I hope you all enjoyed this too. So you can definitely tag someone in this video that you feel will benefit from it. And also don't forget to get your tickets, ladies and gentlemen. Get your tickets for March 9th for the Visionary+Empaths 2.0. We'll have a massage therapist on site. We will have some essential oils available.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh. We'll also have some giveaways of white sage spray for the first 10 people to sign up. So we're almost halfway there. So please don't let this opportunity pass you by. I'm also going to give away to some lucky participants a Reiki session. I'm also giving away, a one-on-one Visionary Empath unfoldment session, and an intuitive marketing session. So if you have a business and you are stuck and you need some clarity, we can go to the divine and understand how it is that you're supposed to execute your business, because I believe that God has your plan. That is where all our plans come from. And so you don't have to do all these clever marketing strategies. Let's just sit still and let's listen. So I'm giving that away as well. So thank you all for tuning in. This is the fabulous Dr. Diane Fabu, and you can find her again at DianeFabu@AOL.com, correct?
Yes.
That's how you can get in touch with her, and I'll also have that information available for you on my page. So I will see you all next Tuesday. Thank you all so much for joining us. You've been wonderful. Play this back because that meditation was awesome. So play that back, and you will have a wonderful Tuesday evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.